One of the other questions I had then, because you were saying obviously you're not as reliant on trends, are trends at the back of your mind when you're purchasing off people?
Absolutely. You know, there are certain things that won't sell for months and months and months or even years, and then all of a sudden we'll notice that, you know, we see girls wearing, you know, like, we never bought double knit polyester dresses. They're not terribly comfortable, and all of a sudden if we've noticed that a lot of girls are now, the 70s are back and the wild prints are back, and a lot of our younger customers don't really care. I mean, like, I like to wear lots of cotton and silk, and you know, I'm also in my 30s. I think comfort is more important. We do pay attention to trends, but there's also, we're just able to always sort of have classics.
Yeah. Well, 100%, because I know that I bought a 50s dress last week when I was in the other store as well, and there were just some beautiful pieces from 50s, 60s, 70s, and then obviously 90s has become big again, all those clothes that you were wearing in the first place. Tell me a little bit about your location in Greenpoint, because obviously, well, a lot of people outside of New York think about, if you're going to Brooklyn, you're going to go to Williamsburg for vintage, and it's obviously a hub there. I mean, it's literally a skip and a jump here to Greenpoint, but why did you choose here? Because you are here a few years, and it's really probably only just coming into its own in the last couple of years. So what was it that you saw in the location?
At the time that we moved here, my business partner and I both lived in Greenpoint.
Okay.
I lived in Greenpoint off and on for almost a decade, and so did she. And it was always sort of Williamsburg's like little sister, you know. It's like you would live in Greenpoint and then you would go to Williamsburg to eat, you would go to Williamsburg to shop, you would go to Williamsburg to drink. I mean, there's been a few bars. Enid's is on the corner, it's in Greenpoint standby. And it just sort of felt like time. It felt like Greenpoint was becoming its own neighborhood. It had its own identity, it had its own customer, and we are so close to Williamsburg. I mean, we're literally just on the other side of the park. That's a dividing line. That it really didn't seem like it would be prohibitive to people.
The other development this year for Fox&Fawn is that you've opened a new store in Bushwick. So how did that come about, and what was the thinking behind opening a second store?
This store has been doing so well and running so fluidly that it doesn't require the same amount of attention or energy for us to put into it. You know, customers know us. We're really lucky that we have very good customers who come back and love us, and we have a really great manager who's been such an asset that my partner and I were just working 2 days a week each.
Yeah.
Well, we have time. And we know that Bushwick is ready.
Yeah.
And my fiance owns a record store in Bushwick, and my business partner has a lot of friends out there who own businesses, and she just really was dead set on it. She was like, it's time, we can do this, we can do another store. And a lot of people in Bushwick are just really involved in getting, because for so long there was no retail.
Yeah.
Nothing. And so many people live out there. I mean, there's so many giant loft buildings with hundreds and hundreds of people living in a single building, and it's so densely populated now that it really was lacking.
Yeah, it needed some vintage clothes. So does this mean every time some friends move out and new restaurants open somewhere else in Brooklyn, we're going to have more and more Fox&Fawns as we go
I
on?
don't know about that. I think that for now, 2 is fine. You know, maybe one day we'll do a third, you know, but I don't want to say where because I don't want to.
Yeah, other people chat.
No,